I'm Jeff Hunt. He's Bill Thorpe. It's Friday.
Do you have gas? Feel a little gassy this morning. But not the way you're thinking, possibly.
Did your car start?
Yeah.
Goodness. State agency investigating after dozens of Colorado gas stations received contaminated fuel. Anyone who got gas between 2 p.m. Wednesday, which I did, and 6 a.m. Thursday, and thinks they may be affected, can file a complaint with the agency. This affected 24 gas stations.
That's the thing, is it's a bunch across a bunch of different vendors as well. So
right.
It seems to be a third-party vendor that had some contaminated gas that went and filled up a whole bunch of places across. I mean, we're talking Aurora, Boulder, Broomfield, Castle Pines, Denver, Erie, Greenwood Village, Littleton, Longmont, Parker, and Thornton all have locations that are impacted. So, yeah. Tour Day City.
We'll get into this right after the news and what you can do about it. But this is when my wife told me about this morning, I thought it was like a handful of stations. I was like, oh, that's terrible. 24.
What I was surprised is that it affects different vendors. So it's like King Soopers, Costco, Murphy Express, Sinclair. There are a number of them. So it's not like you can say, oh, I can avoid this brand of gas station and then be okay. These are different gas stations that are taking it from the third-party vendor, and you may not know. So you can't just say, well, today I got to skip all the Costco, or I got to skip all the Sinclair, or I got to skip all the 7-Elevens. That's not going to solve your problem. Yeah.
Man, these are some that are close to my house, probably yours as well.
Yeah, I mean,
we'll give you the latest list on this. I'll link to it on x.com so you can get the full list. But let's get the latest news. Mr. Blake Olson.
Blake Olson.
Blake Olson, news and comment.
Hey, good morning, TGIF. 26 with some snowflakes here and there. Wet on the roads in the city, expecting a high of 34 today. News sponsored by Pastor Camp Heating and Air Conditioning at 303-777-1234 to learn more about special savings opportunities on Lennox equipment. Our top story.
When I was actually walking out here, somebody sent me a photo of a CNN headline about what happened in Minneapolis. And this is the headline. I'm just going to read it. Outrage after ICE officer kills U.S. citizen in Minneapolis. Well, that's one way to put it, and that is the way that many people in the corporate media have put this attack over the last 24 hours. And I say attack very, very intentionally, because this was an attack on federal law enforcement. This was an attack on law and order. This was an attack on the American people.
VPJD protests continue in Minneapolis. A lot of them paid protesters after the Colorado Springs woman was shot and killed by an ICE agent after she tried to kill him with her weapon on 4 wheels.
The way that the media, by and large, has reported this story has been an absolute disgrace, and it puts our law enforcement officers at risk every single day. What that headline leaves out is the fact that that very ICE officer nearly had his life ended, dragged by a car 6 months ago, 33 stitches in his leg. So you think maybe he's a little bit sensitive about somebody ramming him with an automobile?
In Portland, Homeland Security says that agents were attempting a traffic stop on an alleged Venezuelan gang member Thursday when the driver tried to run over an agent, and shots were fired, sending 2 people to the hospital. DJT says he'll meet with Venezuela's opposition leader next week and will accept her Nobel Peace Prize if she makes the offer.
President Trump telling Fox News he will meet Venezuela's Maria Corina Machado sometime next week. It will be Trump's first meeting with Machado, who won the Nobel Peace Prize for promoting democratic rights for the people of Venezuela. Machado has said she would love to share her Nobel Prize with Trump. The president said last weekend he doesn't think that Machado has the respect of the Venezuelan people to lead that nation. I'm Rory O'Neill.
47 says Venezuela is releasing large numbers of political prisoners, and DJT called it a smart gesture and said because of this cooperation, he's canceled previously expected second wave of attacks. Authorities in Iran are cutting telephone lines and internet access as severe economic conditions fuel angry protests across the country. Demonstrators are blocking roads and setting fires in Tehran, with some crowds calling for the removal of Iranian leader Ayatollah Khamenei. A group of parents is suing a private school in Englewood over the abuse of their children suffered at the hands of bus monitor Kiara Jones, who pleaded guilty earlier this week to 10 counts of third-degree assault of an at-risk child and 2 counts of misdemeanor child abuse. Investigators said that Jones abused and injured 3 boys, you'll remember this, while riding the bus to and from the Joshua School. The parents are now suing, saying the school knew about the abuse and failed to report it to authorities. The IRS has announced that it'll start accepting tax returns this year on January 26th. Federal returns for 2025 will need to be filed by April 15th in order to avoid penalties and interest. It's difficult for Americans to stomach tax time knowing about all the fraud that has been uncovered the past year. College football semifinals last night, 20 seconds to play. Miami trails Ole Miss 27-24.
3 receivers bunch to the left. Beck is looking that way. And still looking. Takes off running. Carson Beck with his legs puts Miami on top.
And the Hurricanes move on to the championship game in a thriller. 31-27. They take on the winner of tonight's Oregon-Indiana game. Avalanche win big last night, 8-2 over the Senators. Nuggets back at home tonight against the Hawks. 25 in Lone Tree, 24 in Lafayette, 26 in Denver. You're waking up with Jeff and Billy on a Friday. Blake Olson, News Talk 710, KNUS.
Much colder and actually going to feel a little bit like winter for a change. Temperatures are going to be down just into the mid to upper 30s today, and that happens early. Lower 20s tonight and only low 30s for highs tomorrow. A storm system coming in, a little fragmented, will produce some light snow today and tonight into Friday morning. Denver could see an inch or 2. Snow will be heavier in the foothills and mountains and to the south of Denver, where the storm system will track a little bit closer. Meteorologist Don Day in the 710 KNUS Weather Center.